Hi everyone, and it's really lovely to see you this morning. This is going to be quite a restorative class. I found it very hard to say that word then. It is so muggy and it is so hot, isn't it? And I just think actually it's quite nice to slow everything down a little bit so we all give ourselves a bit of time just to recuperate. And I don't know about you, I know my body's quite slow at the moment with this heat. It doesn't really want to dance around the yoga mat too much. So today we're going to just take it quite easily and really spend a practice just easing into the body. And I just really feel with this really less is more, in the sense that almost the more you kind of slow things down and actually just really fine tune the focus on what you are doing, even if it's not such flamboyant gestures or asana or all the rest of it. It's just almost in those moments of stillness that you can really sometimes just open up perspective and see and perceive, experience yourself a little differently. And just open up the mind space to, I suppose, soften some of these habits that are so entrenched sometimes in how we choose to respond and react to things. So coming into a comfortable position. And if you do want to use a mudra, I'm just going to use my thumb to my index finger, which is nice and simple, but it's really lovely in just lifting energy up through the body, lifting up into the heart. As your eyes shut, if you now feel the softness of your lids in contact with one another, and just feel a sense of softening your inner gaze, even though your eyes are shut. So let your eyes sit heavy at the back of the skull. And feel a sense of your body's weight. So just allowing your body to relax and to find a place where you really feel you're resting on the earth's surface. However that feels, whether it feels light, whether it feels there's some effort involved in finding comfort, or whether you find that you're feeling quite steady here. Just accepting this starting point, and then letting go of any need to change it. And to do that, keep this sense of softening your eyes as they're shut, softening jaw, shoulders, the space within. And finding your breath and allowing your breath to flow quite freely like a river. And just noting if that river is fast flowing this morning or if it's a more slow flow. And allowing your body to find and trusting the rhythm of which you're perceiving it. And bringing to mind any intention you want to make to your practice that's going to be helpful to you in allowing yourself to really truly relax in the time you're creating on your yoga mat. And a few words to affirm this, repeating them silently 3 times to yourself. And then your eyes will open again and we'll turn the palms down. And with palms turning down, if you draw your knees up now, and then you're stretching them out in front of you. Hands are by the sides of the body, just on the floor around hip, at the level of the hips. And in breath, if you point your toes away from you, and out breath, you're easing your toes back up. Then in breath away, and out breath back up. And just thinking back, feeling the flow of your breath. Now you're drawing this movement to match that flow of breath, however you find it this morning. Another round of breath. And then we're bringing your right knee up and into the chest, interlacing fingers, drawing that knee all the way in. And then out breath, fingers coming down, stretching out, the heels hovering. And then we're lowering the foot down to the ground. Another in breath, the left knee in now. Interlace your fingers the opposite way, up and in. Fingers coming down and stretching out the left leg, dropping it down. Another in breath, interlace fingers, first way. Out breath, stretching back out. One more. In breath. And out breath. And both feet coming down to the floor now, with the fingers still by the sides of the body, lift up and into your chest. The gaze forward. And then allow your eyes to soften again. Keep the gaze as soft as you can here. And feeling your heart space breathing. And tipping forward, hinging from the waist. Heart space easing forward. Shoulders softening, another breath. And you're coming up into sitting. Now planting your palms back down, you take them a little distance apart, away from your hips, just a fraction back. In breath, lift up and into your chest, and your head can hang down here. Coming back into sitting, and now planting your hands down the heel of the hands, folding forward and just lifting up the heel of the hands. So you feel that stretch around the back of the wrist as you hinge forward. Keep that sense of breath into the heart space. Another round. And your out breath, your arms can come around. They're reaching towards feet, either resting on the legs, to either sides of you, or towards the feet. And in breath, lift up into your heart. Allow your spine to lengthen, and your out breath folding downwards. And arriving up and into sitting. So bringing your legs around to the back of the mat now, and you're coming onto all fours. Just take a moment to arrive there, your belly lifting upwards to support the base of the spine. Spread out the fingers now wide, and spread out almost like you're spreading out the fronts of the feet in contact with the floor. An out breath, spine curving up. And your in breath, your spine lengthening out into cow. Now out breath, spine curving, and your in breath lengthening out. You carry on doing a few rounds there, yeah? As you keep flowing with your breath. In breath, into out breath. Keep breathing very fully, very deeply. starting to widen and broaden, expand out the movement. And then tucking under your toes, bring your knees together and sitting back towards your heels, your arms stretching out in front of you. Look forward here, keep the gaze soft. And folding down, forehead towards the ground, toes still tucked under. Another in-breath, lifting back up. Bring your feet hips width apart now. Come into your out-breath, back into cat and cow. And then threading your left arm underneath your right, coming down and threading the needle on your left temple. And in-breath, your right arm will lift up. We'll take 3 or so rounds of breath there. Keep relaxing the body's weight down towards the floor. And your right hand coming down. Right hand coming down, you're lifting back onto all fours. Now make sure that your hands is directly in front of your left knee and right hand is directly in front of your right knee. And then right foot coming behind, an in-breath, lifting up your right hand, coming into a few breaths here. And right hand coming back down. Right foot coming back, so you're back onto all fours. And if you take another 5 rounds of breath or so, coming back into cat and cow. And then we're coming onto the other side. So your right hand is spreading underneath the left, coming down onto the right temple. Just settling there, and then your left hand lifting up, a few rounds of breath. Left hand coming down, right hand joining now, so you're back onto all fours. Remember, keep your knees a little bit wider, and then your left foot coming out behind you. So just planting it on the floor, so it's almost directly behind the right foot. Find that balance point in your right hand, and you're lifting up your left hand. You can, of course, keep that left hand down on the mat. A few breaths here. Walk a bit wobbly, see if you can anchor right hand. Just keep relaxing the body's weight downwards. Left hand coming back down, onto all fours, line up hands and feet. And the out breath, back into cat, in breath into cow. Keep breathing fully, really rich breath, but just making sure that you're just allowing your body to find its own flow, its own pace of breath, rather than feeling you've got to kind of change that anyway. Toes tucking under now, and bringing your knees together, and we're sitting back onto the heels. And this time, if you're comfortable, you can bring the hands up towards the body, maybe up onto the knees, or else keep them on the floor so you've got that sense of support. An in-breath, your hands will lift up above the head, big circle. And an out-breath, arriving back to the heart. Another in-breath, big circle through the arms. And an out-breath, back to the heart. Another in-breath. And into the out-breath. Hands coming down now, and toes tucking under. If you start to lift up and into down dog, do bend your knees as you arrive. Just put in any free movement that you feel to into your down dog, just to find more ease into the body. Another breath. And walking the feet out to the sides of your mats. So now they're really quite wide. They may even be off the mat. You're now coming into a wide leg down dog. Root down into your heels. And then we're walking each hand in turn back towards your feet. Hands arriving back in between the feet, and bringing your left hand now to the center between the feet. And with an in-breath, your right arm lifting up, taking you into a twist. Right hand coming down, covering the left, and then the left hand lifting up onto the other side. We'll do one more round each side, so the left hand coming down, right hand lifting up. And changing sides. Both hands now coming back to the floor, looking forward, and again softening your gaze, opening up into the heart. And we'll slowly fold down now between the hands. Keep releasing the body's weight as much as you can downwards through the feet, through the legs, into the out there. Then a bit of bend through the knees just to soften the lower spine. And we're lifting up into standing. Big in-breath. And the out-breath, hands coming back to the heart. Now stepping your feet back together now. And with both feet together now. Hands up the heart. Breathing the right hand up with an in-breath. And just letting the right hand drape over to the left hand side. So don't feel you've got to really put any effort here to stretch out. Just letting the body find its own place of stretching or opening here. Just very gently opening out this outer sleeve of the body. Right hand out, left hand up. And then it's just going to float over to the right hand side. Left hand coming back, and both hands now lifting up. A big circle through the arms, breathe in fully. And breathing out, interlacing fingers, easing them up towards the ceiling. Now you feel your shoulders join up there. So now letting everything soften, your eyes soft, the gaze soft. Feel your feet, and then lifting up off the heels. You breaths here in balance. And then out breath, arms straightening back down, feet lying on the mat. Hands coming up to the heart now. And just allowing your eyes to shut. And give yourself around 3 breaths now to draw awareness back to your initial intention of your practice. And then your eyes can open again. And a big in-breath, you'll circle the arms up around you. With your out-breath, start to fold down the center line into a forward fold. You may want to give yourself 1 or 2 rounds of breath here, just to ease into your body, see where there is tightness, and where there may be some sense of fluidity. In breath, your gaze soft as you open your spine. Keep softening the eyes, really let them relax behind their socket. Then finding your way back and into down dog. Now bend your knees as you arrive in down dog, so you really get a sense of lift and elevation up through your sit bones. In breath, coming down to all fours, and breathing out, easing the pelvis back towards your heels, your arms stretching out in front of you. And soften the grip of the hands here. You may want to draw them in a little bit towards the body. And then, with your in-breath, coming forward and into Cobra. Now take your time to arrive in. Really let the front of the body drop towards the floor, arriving both hips on the floor, and your in-breath lifting up. Okay, keep your eyes really soft in their sockets. And with your out breath, you're lifting up into down dog. Now, with your in-breath, lifting up your right knee so it's kind of reaching towards the back of the bottom. And then draw your right knee up into your core. Just pausing there for a moment. And then we'll swing the right leg out towards the right hand side. And just taking a breath there to ease back into both heels. So it's like you're reaching your pelvis away from the hands. Bringing weight onto the hands and lifting your right leg out and back, down into down dog. So with your left knee lifting up, just take a breath there, drawing the knee into your core. And then taking your left foot out to the left hand side. And then you're easing back into both heels. Just feeling that sense of space along the top of the pelvis. And then left foot coming out behind you and the foot rising down on the mat.
Another in-breath, bend your knees, look forward. And with your out-breath, stepping or walking the feet up towards the top of the mat. With an in-breath, if you offer your spine, again keep your gaze soft. And your out-breath, you're folding down the length of the leg. An in-breath, coming to rise, a big circle through the arms. And with your out-breath, palms coming back into the heart. So another in-breath, another circle through the arms. Take time here to really open up the entire space of the body. Out-breath, rising back to the heart. Another in-breath. And one more. And then come towards the wall, if you've got one near you, and you're just folding your arms, so you're resting on the wall. Now it takes a little while here, maybe just to adjust your feet. You want to step your feet back, so you can lean your body's weight into the wall. You'll follow it, for the top of the head, you'll probably rest on the wall. And you're using the wall for that sense of support, so you really can just let the spine stretch out. Keep easing your pelvis back. Another breath, lifting up. Both hands now on the wall, and just measuring up here. So you're stepping the feet back. So as you ease back into your pelvis, your arms are stretched out in front of you. You don't want them to be any lower than shoulder height, but not much higher either. Few breaths down. Then from now, through the back of the neck. And then stepping your feet maybe in a fraction from where they just were. So you don't really have to reach to kind of connect with the wall. And then keeping your left leg as balanced as you can. Your right leg is stretching out behind you, your toes are flexed. Now just pay attention to the underside of the body and see if you can find the same sense of lift from the left leg, the left side of the pelvis, over to the right side of the pelvis. And breathe very fully into both sides. Another breath. And your right leg coming down. Plant that feet on the right foot down, just pushing the wall so you come back into standing again. And in breath, your arms floating up. And out breath, rising back to the heart. And we'll take another circle with the hands. Really big circle out and behind you. Breathing in, and then into your out breath. So with the hands reaching up now, breathing in, and then hinging from the waist. Your hands will come down towards the wall. You may have to just step forward a little bit to bring your hands to the wall. And a few breaths here. Keep drawing the pelvis away from the wall, but anchoring your feet as firmly as you can. And then feeling that sense of connection between the right side of the pelvis to the left side of the pelvis and the underside of the belly. And your left leg will lift down behind you. Now adjust the hips so you feel as level as possible. And you're looking to find that sense of balance, support, equally on both sides of the pelvis. Another breath. And your left foot coming back down to the mat. Again, just use the wall just to give yourself that little push to come up to standing. And then an in-breath again, a big circle with the arms. And an out-breath coming back and into the heart. The feet hips width apart, rooting down into your left foot. The right knee will lift up. You'll circle it out to the right hand side, drawing it down again, and into another circle. See how much weight you can transfer down the left leg as you're doing this. The right foot planting down, rooting down into the right leg, and becoming into the circling through the left leg. Just seeing how much weight you can relax downwards into your right leg. And both feet coming down to rest. Another in-breath. Circle up your arms now, up above the head. Interlacing your fingers in a way that feels less comfortable, and turn your palms up to the ceiling. Draw upwards through both sides of the waist, and then breathing out, everything relaxing down so you feel your feet connected. Another in-breath, your heels lift, and softening your gaze lift behind the outcome. Softening the gaze, eyes in the socket. Arms coming down, heels sliding to the floor. In breath, arms straightening up, really soft circle here. Just as far as the arms reach up into the space above you. And with your out breath, folding down vertebrae to the necks into a forward fold. Any version of you like here. That's starting to roll your spine back up and into standing. So riding back into standing, turning your feet around again. In breath, the arms will float around. Sorry, feet around to face the wall again. In breath, arms floating up. And your out breath, hands reaching towards the wall. Now with your palms planted on the wall, now just stepping back a fraction, so you're lifting up the palms and you're just coming to that fingertip contact with the wall. And then your arms coming down to the side of the body. So if your spine now looking to lengthen out in an L shape and really lift up into your core here. Your arms are just hanging. You're really lifting into your core, so you're supporting the lower part of the spine, lifting up, arms just hanging there. And then your arms coming out to the side like a bird with wings. Bring them back down again, lifting out. Another in-breath. Arms stretching out to the sides like wings. Breathing out. One more round. Keep the legs soft there. And just folding for a few rounds of breath. Lifting up again, your arms floating up like wings. Now root down into your left foot and just seeing the end of that right foot, a little fraction off the floor. That's up to you how far you want to go there. You can lift up that right leg a little bit higher, keeping your gaze as soft as you can here. There's really not very much effort, as it were, in trying to find the shape. Just keep letting go of the body's weight. Right foot coming down, and we're folding back into forward fold. Another in-breath, your arms floating up like wings, and then your left foot lifting up. So it may just be that your balance on the ball of the left foot, the toe of the left foot, and then you can just lift it a fraction. You may feel steady to really lift it up a little bit further, which I'm sure you can hear my back leg go. Few breaths there. Keep the gaze as soft as you can, arms coming down, as the left leg comes down to the mat, and folding back into forward fold. Hands coming down to the floor now, and that then becomes your launch back to step back into down dog. Move in and lift up into your sit bones. And we'll step the left foot forward now towards the hands, just to the outer edge of the left hand. Now bend your knee, lunge forward, look forward, keep the gaze soft, then lifting. And then you'll walk your hands around. So you're coming to the long edge of your mat. And so you're in a wide-footed forward fold. Looking forwards a little bit, so you're in an L shape here. You then bend your right knee, and you're bringing your hands towards the right foot, so you're stretching out this inner seam of the left leg. You're using your hands really just to support you here. Walk your hands over towards your left foot, bend that left foot, and you're stretching out into this inner seam of the right leg. Your toes may want to turn up a little bit just so it feels more comfortable. Hinge over to the right hand side, hands coming towards right foot for balance. And then over to the left. Bring the hands back to the center line again. And now walking them around to your right foot. So now the hands are on the inside of the right foot, so big toe side. And here you're coming into the lunge again, looking forward, the gaze soft, gently bend. And then take hands either sides of that right foot, and stepping back into down dog. An in-breath coming down to all fours, an out-breath arriving back to your heels. Keep softening the arms in here again as your body comes to rest on the mat. And you may want to connect with your practice intention for a few rounds of breath. And coming into rest, letting go of holding the body's weight. So you really do just let yourself relax and arrive on the earth. Yeah. Looking forward And an in-breath, sliding the trunk of the body through onto the floor. So right arm stretching out in front of you now. Your feet to the front arm, you're on the fronts of the feet. And breathing in, just lifting up the front of the body as far as you want to. It won't be very far at all. Coming back down to the mat, left arm reaching out, and your right hand coming underneath the shoulders. An in-breath, lifting up. Right hand coming to join the left. Left hand underneath the shoulders. Left leg lifting up. As you reach up a little bit into the spine. So right hand on the floor and left leg lifting. Keep the gaze as soft as you can. And the foot coming down, the body relaxing. Left hand now coming out in front of you, your right hand's underneath the shoulders, and your right leg is lifting. And you're lifting up the trunk of the body, just a fraction. Keep the gaze as soft as you can. And both hands coming underneath the shoulders for a few rounds of breath. And you may just want to make a little pillow for your forehead, fingertips on top of one another, so it's a little diamond shape, thumbs together. Bending both knees now, and just tucking them towards yourself. Your right arm reaching out in front of you. You can just keep your left hand exactly where it is in front of the body. Now lift up. You can your left knee a little bit more. So your right knee is on the floor and your left knee is lifting a little bit. Lift up. Left knee coming down. Bend your right hands now. So it's just in front of the body. Your left arm stretching out. Both knees on the floor and then your right knee lifting up. And you lift up the trunk of the body a little bit. Almost feels quite odd because it's almost like the left and right. So you realise that when we're doing opposites, I know for myself, this feels quite odd, almost like I don't recognise the sensation. So just quite enjoying that sense of polarity in the way, the asymmetry within the body. But see if you can then connect all those bits up. Very soft gaze, you can just feel. Right knee coming down. Knees still lifting, hands can just come down to rest, and we just windscreen wash the legs backwards and forwards. Sometimes just crisscrossing them from the knees. And from here we're going to arrive into a cobra, the feet coming down, hands underneath the shoulders, and in-breath, lifting in and up into the spine. I always find it's quite a nice feeling how light the spine can almost feel when you've done that for this coffee thing. How it just seems to maybe open up a little bit more space. Coming back down as you breathe out. And we're coming to feel now. You may want to just do another cobra if this is too much on the lower spine. But if you'd like to have a go, take your hands out to the sides of the mat. You're up onto the fingertips, or you can come onto the flaps of the hands. And an in-breath, you're lifting all the way up. Which can just help to give a little bit more height to that sense of lift. So you can keep your gaze very soft here. And you're riding back down. Hands underneath the shoulders again, toes tucked under, your knees lifting. And we lift up and into down dog. You give yourself a couple of deep rounds of breath, breathing out through the mouth there. And we'll do one more round. And breathing in, bring your knees down, back onto all fours. Coming into a neutral position, and just feeling the contact between the left side of the body, the right side of the body, the underside of the body, the top of the spine. Feel your body supported through hands, feet, knees, and an out breath, spine curving up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, spine lengthening. Come to your out breath. And now as you move, if you start to release your out breath, very softly through the mouth, there's just a tiny space between your lips, the left breath, to release out of. Keep your eyes very soft behind the socket. And from your next round of breath, we'll then bring the knees out in front, the legs out in front of you. We're stretching out the feet, just making sure you feel anchored on the sit bones. You may want to even lift yourself up in plank here. And your in-breath, letting the arms float up. Keep the gaze soft, breathing out, the spine floating forwards. And in-breath, bring the arms back up. The out-breath, floating forwards again. Into another in-breath. And into your out-breath. Another round of in-breath. And into your out-breath. Another round. And just pausing when you get to an out-breath in your forward fold. As you breathe out, again letting the breath release very softly through the lips. We'll do one more round. Bringing the hands back up towards the thighs. Now we're coming onto the spine now. Your feet are hips width apart from one another. And with your in-breath, The pelvis will lift as your arms lift up. Your arms will come over the head. And breathing out, vertebrae to vertebrae, you'll start to lower your spine back down as the arms follow. Another round. And into your out breath. See if you can synchronize the arms and pelvis that lie together back down the mat. Which I always find actually takes quite a lot of concentration to really do so. Return to another round. And a final one. And then turning the knees out to the sides, the soles of the feet together, and your arms can either stretch up over the head, or else you may want to rest them down on the belly. Or you may just prefer to have them either sides of the body. If you feel the body's weight, the points of contact of that weight with the earth, and letting the body settle. Letting yourself follow, observe the flow of sensation without actually diving in to the river, carrying back. And with your next round of breath, supporting the knees to bring them back to the centre. Maybe then hug them into your chest, fingers over the tops of the knees, and then slowly massaging out the spine. Knees going in one direction in the circle, and then the opposite way. And when you're ready to, the feet coming down, and from there, stretching out the legs and finding yourself in Shavasana. Letting go of the body's weight as you arrive in stillness. Letting the both bodies soak up whatever it needs. Becoming aware of surroundings, the sounds within them. And the sense of touch, body on earth, air upon skin. And starting to move fingers from side to side, and then toes and the head. And when you're ready to move, bending the knees, and then eyes still shut, rolling over onto the right hand side. Few breaths. Take your time to come back up to sitting again. And arriving in sitting, taking a comfortable seat, and coming back to using the mudra as we were earlier, index finger to thumb. And from the palms turned up, then turning them down. And finding your breath. Just noting the flow, how the body is breathing. And allowing yourself to watch that flow without feeling that you need to do anything to adjust it. Feeling the eyes stop. Feeling the earth beneath you. And hands rising up to the heart into prayer. And feeling the practice intention that you made as you bow forwards, greeting self and each other. And then letting go of the practice. Thank you.